Hold it as well. Okay, tenses. Remember that tenses. Remember that there are three tenses.
Yes.
Which ones?
Present, past, and future.
Yes, present, past, and future. And how do you identify present?
Yes. Sir, when is MR has
Yes, signs of
have
present.
and
So,
S plus first form can.
mhm.
These are signs of
Okay.
present.
Present
Is MR, not
is
was.
so all right. Is MR has have S plus one. That means subject followed by first form and can. These are the signs of present. So what are the signs of
Yes.
past?
Sign of past are was, were, had,
Was, were, had.
could, would. Subject followed by second form.
Yes, S plus two, subject followed by second form, could, and good and good. Okay.
Would.
So these words means past. Okay. What are the signs of future?
Yes. Will and shall.
Yes, will and shall are the signs of future. So future means that we are talking about an action for the first time and that the action has not yet taken place. So that we call future. But when and for such actions we use will and shall. Will and shall means that we are talking about an action for the first time and guarantee that the action has not yet taken place.
Okay.
So if you are using would, okay, so that means most probably you are repeating your statement about future that you have already given, and there is no guarantee that the action has not yet taken place. Okay, so this is the difference between will and shall. In Urdu, they are translated
The,
in the same way.
so I did not get point. Can you please explain it?
Yes, once again, I'll tell you. For example, if I say now, I will go to Islamabad, so that means I'm talking about going to Islamabad for the first time and guarantee that I have not yet gone to Islamabad. So in this case, I will use will. I will go to Islamabad. I shall go to Islamabad. So this is the future. Okay. But
Okay.
when I say I said, I now when I say I said, now I cannot say I will go to Islamabad. When I say I said, that means I am repeating the statement that which I have already given about going to Islamabad. So in this case, I will say I said that I will go to Islamabad. मैंने कहा था मैं इस्लामाबाद जाऊंगा. So that means मैंने कहा था, it means that I have already told you about going to Islamabad. Maybe it was 10 days ago, 1 week ago, and in between, I went there and came back. So, most probably, the action, there's no guarantee that the action has not yet taken place. But when I say I will go to Islamabad, I say I will go to Islamabad, that means I'm talking about going to Islamabad for the first time and guarantee that I have not yet gone to Islamabad. All right, clear?
Yes, clear.
When we are talking about an action relating to future for the first time, and there is guarantee that action has not yet taken place, in that case, we use will and shall. Okay. Otherwise, if it is repeated statement, then you will use would.
Okay.
Okay. So this is. So tense is, I have told you the present. If you are using is, am, are, has, or have, or subject followed by first form, or can, that means you are using present tense. Okay. And if you are using was, were, had, subject followed by second form,
Okay.
and would, that means you are talking about, you are talking something relating to past. And if you are using will and shall, that means you are talking about some actions which will take place in future, and that you are talking about the action for the first time and guarantee that what you say has not yet taken place. Now, the we can say that see, present and future, they make unity. They become see, actually these three tenses we make two groups of these: past and non-past. And in the non-past, you have present and future, and past is always in pure form. It doesn't accept. You see, present is accepting help from future, will shall. Will shall sometimes we use it in the when we are talking about present. So the combination may be present and future may shake hands, may join together, but past does not, you see, shake hand with present or future. So it always remains, let's see, in the past form. So it has, if it needs to talk about something like future, so it has its own word, would. Okay, it does not take help from will or shall, whereas the present may take help from will and shall. Okay, it means that if you are using will and shall when while talking about present, so it doesn't matter, you can use it. But if you are talking in the past, you cannot use will or shall. All right.
Okay.
So this is it. So you see, I have told you about
सर
this.
दो क्वेश्चन है.
Okay.
फॉर एग्जांपल, एक तो मुझे ये कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर करना है कि मैं अगर ये बात करता हूँ कि आई हैड डिस्कस विद हिम इन डिटेल एंड ही टोल्ड मी आई विल गो टू इस्लामाबाद टुमारो, तो ये तो गलत हो गया कि ठीक है?
He told me, told के बाद अब will नहीं use कर सकते, okay? Because after told, that means that you are repeating statement. He told me that he would go to Islamabad. Actually, आप जो use कर रहे हैं ना, told me के बाद direct speech use कर रहे हैं. Inverted commas में तो आप कोई भी tense use कर सकते हैं, present, past, future, वो की condition खत्म हो जाती है, ठीक है? कुछ कंडीशंस
Okay.
हैं, हम पास्ट में प्रेजेंट या फ्यूचर को यूज कर लेते हैं. वो कंडीशन ये हैं, या तो यूनिवर्सल ट्रूथ हो, या प्रोवर्ब हो, या कोई फैक्ट्स हो, या फिर आपके पर्सनल कमेंट्स हो. तो इन दैट केस व्हाइल टॉकिंग पास्ट टेंस से मतलब बात करते हुए स्टोरी सुनाते वक्त, तो हम इसमें यूज कर लेते हैं. अब यूनिवर्सल ट्रूथ में इसमें ये है, सूरज मशरक से निकलता है, तो ये एक यूनिवर्सल ट्रूथ है. अल्लाह एक है, ये एक यूनिवर्सल ट्रूथ है. हम ये नहीं कह सकते अल्लाह एक था नाउजुबिल्लाह, या सूरज मशरक से निकलता था, या जमीन गोल है, हम ये नहीं कह सकते जमीन गोल थी. तो इन these are the facts, we cannot change them. Similarly, proverbs, we also cannot change proverbs. If like unity is a strength, we cannot say that unity was a strength. So these are the testified facts, generation after generation. So we cannot change them. They go the same. Honesty is the best policy. So these are the proverbs, the saying which come from the past, and they go the same. The same, and they have been tested, not tested. They have been accepted, universally accepted. So we cannot change them. Other thing is that fact. Fact is that uh, Lahore is at the bank of Ravi. लाहौर दरिया रवि के किनारे पर वाक़ है. तो स्टिल हम ये नहीं कह सकते लाहौर दरिया रवि के किनारे पर वाक़ था. ओके, सो इन दैट केस फैक्ट, क्या पाकिस्तान के 4 सूबे हैं, तो वी कैन नॉट से पाकिस्तान के 4 सूबे थे. तो या इंडिया पाकिस्तान के मशरक में वाक़ है, वी कैन नॉट से कि इंडिया पाकिस्तान के मशरक में वाक़ था. So in these are the facts, so we cannot change them. So otherwise, normally when we are talking about past, we tell some stories, events, or historical, you see, way of saying something. So ये हो गया. अब बाकी comments. Comments mean you give your own opinion. You tell a story, and in the end you say the story is very interesting. Okay. आपको कोई आप कोई फिल्म की जो है कोई इंसिडेंट्स है तो उस पे आप जो है कोई when you give your comments will always be present. Comments are not in past tense. Okay, so these are the four things.
Okay.
Next, let me say, normally when we are talking in our own language, Urdu, we mix present, past, direct speeches or indirect speeches. We combine them. We use them together. जैसे कि उसने कहा मैं जाऊंगा, तो ये है हमने डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच को मिक्स कर दिया हुआ है। मैं जाऊंगा ये बोलने वाले के अल्फाज नहीं है, ये जाने वाले के अल्फाज है, वो पता नहीं किसने कहा, ठीक है कि नहीं। तो इसमें जो है आप डायरेक्ट स्पीच के बिकॉज वी आर थिंकिंग इन दिस वे, तो वी ट्राई टू एक्सप्रेस द सेम इन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज। So, but there are out of fashion this becomes, though we can understand what a person says, but it becomes out of fashion or it is a kind of unpleasant. Then if you're reading like this, unless you play the whole thing, जिस तरह से उसने कहा, जिस अंदाज में कहा, उसकी एक्टिंग ना करें, तो तब तक जो है ये अच्छा नहीं लगता है। तो यू आर एक्सपेक्टेड कि आप एक ही जमाने में रहें, ठीक है। ताबकते के जो कंडीशन मैंने बताई हैं उनके अलावा जो है आप इसको शफलिंग प्रेजेंट पास्ट ना करें। शफलिंग इज आइडेंटिफाइड क्वाइट इजीली और इसकी हैंडलिंग पर थोड़ी सी मुश्किल भी होती है। तो अगर आप ये टेंसेस, sorry, I have some irritation in my throat. Okay, so shuffling up present, past, it will not give you any credit. Okay, so you will need a little bit effort to have a control on this. Normally, we write in indirect form and we speak in indirect form. So we are expected to speak indirect form. But while writing, when casual, when you are not in a test, then you can speak in a way you like. All right.
Okay.
This English speaking is there are two different ways of speaking English. One is a person who has not gone to school and he also speaks English. Though there are many who live in England, but there are some who have been going to school. Like everybody, we talk about law or other things. But when a lawyer talks about law, that's different from his language is different, his tone is different, and his manners are different when he talks about law. So we are expected to show that we are educated people, we are well mannered, we are civilized, we have been to school, we have learned manners of all these things. So these things are expected from us. So in our speech, we have to reflect these things in our speeches. Okay?
Okay.
Clear? And now,
Yes, sir.
this is all about tenses. Good that you have remembered so far. Now we will talk about what was it called? Let's see, where is on this? Okay, where is arrow? Oh, I have lost my arrows. Where are the arrows? Okay. Anyway, I am going to write once again. Okay, this is. Okay.
The screen is not showing.
Huh?
No, it's visible.
It is not visible. Okay. I have opened another text on the text. Okay. Now grammar. This is also really very important. Okay, I think it will cover grammar. Grammar is mainly the proper use of verb form. Mainly the proper use of verb forms. All right. So this is a very
Right.
is a very important definition. Some other definitions about grammar people may be offering, but this one is the most appealing that I have found so far. If a person doesn't know anything about, if a person is mishandling the use of the verb forms when a person is using them, so I can clearly everybody can say that his grammar is poor. Okay, but sometimes actually there are two types of sentences: wrong sentences and improper sentences. Wrong sentences are the sentences in which we cannot derive the meaning. One example of wrong sentences is that I will bet. Okay, so all these three words,
Okay.
I, will, and when, they are not difficult words, but it is quite difficult to understand what a person wants to say. If the if he means to say something about future, or if he means to say something about the past. So meant relates to past, and will is in a sign of future. So it's difficult to just try and derive the meanings out of it. So in this case, I will say that the sentence is wrong sentence. Okay, but sometimes there's
Okay.
improper sentences. Improper sentences that if a person needs to say, "I am standing," normally you say, "I am standing at the door," or "I am sitting at the table." Okay, so at means that you are facing something and you are nearing it, very near to it. Um, you are not sitting upon something. But a
Okay.
person says, I am sitting on the table. Actually, the person is sitting at the table. So he's not making difference from on or at. So we can still understand what he means to say. Naturally, a person is not sitting on the table. Or if a person says, I am standing on the door, so we can understand that he is naturally not standing up on the door. He is right in front of the door. Person is at the door, or person is at the table.
Okay.
We can understand, we can derive, we can correct it. But when the wrong use of verb does not really leave any space for us to derive meaning out of it. So if we have to, or if we are able to, even when we are able to derive some meaning to understand, we understand what the person is saying, but it is pretty unpleasant and we must avoid. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Understand.
Now, grammar is this is the most important part of English language. Okay, among the
Okay.
24 words I often mention them. First form, there is some sequence, some system that is followed when we are using first form. First form can be used without any helping verb. Second form can be used without any helping verb. But ing form cannot be used without helping verb, or third form cannot be used without helping verb. If they are without helping verb, ing form or third form are without helping verb, they do not remain action words, they do not remain verb. This is my own explanation. That if you see ing form without helping verb, so that becomes the name of a process. Okay, writing
Okay.
neatly. Okay, I love writing neatly. So here we see that writing has been mentioned, but it is without any helping verb. So writing becomes the name of a process, the writing process. Okay. So similarly,
Okay.
some other examples are also there. And if you see third form of verb, like written, broken, or all these things, and there is no helping verb without before it, so it becomes the adjective then. Like broken pen, टूटा हुआ pen, ठीक है? Written letter, लिखा हुआ खत है, या informed person, इतला दिया हुआ आदमी. So all these things they become like adjectives. So other, but this is some special words
Okay.
using in this grammar, but I'm not interested to tell you about that. So when there is verb, only first form and second form can be without any helping verb. Otherwise, the ing form or third form they need at least one helping verb. Okay. Now,
Okay.
a first form can be without any helping verb or can be with helping verb. Okay, mostly
Okay.
there is a wide variety for the first form to be used with the helping verb. So we use when we are using the word. I'm writing once again. I have learned them in a musical way. Will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, do, does, did. Okay. When we are using these
Okay.
words, these words they tell us that we should use first form of the verb. If we are using any other form of verb, then our sentence becomes wrong. It goes wrong. Good that when you are talking, speaking, you are not violating this principle. So these words, right after this, if you are using a verb form, it will be the first form of verb. Okay,
Okay.
clear? Okay, now
Clear.
let's talk about the second form of verb. Second form is not followed by any helping verb. Okay. Second form is doesn't follow any helping verb. Before this, we don't have any helping verb. So it is always second form is used in sentences which have positive meanings like yes in the yes form. Okay. If you say no,
Yes.
then you cannot use the second form. Or if you are asking a question, you cannot use second form. So second form is used only in the yes form of sentence. Or did you go? Yes, I went. Okay. And if you say
Okay.
no, if you say no, then you will say I did not go. You cannot say I did not went. Okay, that becomes wrong. So second
Okay.
form, no helping verb. No helping verb. Okay, helping verbs are the words that I'm writing. We use the word not with these sentences. Sometimes I call them not words like will not, would not, shall not, should not, cannot, could not, may not, might not, must not, all of these sentences. Do not, we don't say. Some people they say that do is not a helping verb. Well, in a way it is, and sometimes it is used as preposition. So 50% it is also a helping verb because to indicates that first form should be used. Okay. So these are the now third form of helping verb. Third form of helping verb is used um, with these words has, have, had, and been. After these words, you always use third form of verb. And if you are not using third form of verb, your sentence will go wrong. Okay, clear? So being is any form of
Yes.
being. They are never used as first helping verb. Okay, they need at least one helping verb before them. Being is not. I told you that these are the most problematic words. They make everything complicated. It is because being, you can find them in present, you can find them in past, you can find them in future. And the other thing is that being modify the meanings of a sentence which we have already concluded that the sentence means like this. Okay. So in this way, being a being makes a problem. Be
Okay.
being is never. So being is the last helping verb as well. If you have used the word being, you cannot use any more helping verb. You will have to write the third form after this helping verb being. All right. Some examples. We after
Okay.
the practice that we make, reading the questions I've been asking you, and in those questions, all these being are used in present, past, and future. That's a good skill, and the combination you are almost familiar with that. So now ink form. Ink form is used. Then I write only ink. So ink form. Ink means ink form. Ink form is used with is, am, are, was, were, be, and been. Okay. So with these words, we not always, and we mostly
Okay.
if there is it is activized type of sentence. If that means if you are talking about a person who is doing something, so we use ing form with these words. He is going, I am writing, you are playing, all these things. Okay. he was coming, they were going. So these type of
Okay.
sentences. Be needs one helping verb before. Be is the verb form, so it fits here. Will be, would be, shall be, should be, can be, could be, maybe, might be, must be. Okay. And after be,
Okay.
you use ing form. If it is active voice sentence, for example, he will be reading a newspaper. Okay.
Okay.
I would be telling you a story. He shall be coming, or we should be going, or I can be reading, or things like this. You see, be fits here, and after be we use ing form. Okay.
Okay.
Been is a third form of verb. It fits here. Has been, have been, had been. Okay. And after this, you can, if it is, what you should say, if there is a person who is doing something, then you use ing form with these verbs.
Okay.
For example, I have been reading, I have been coming, you have been going, you have been learning, or all these things. Okay. And if it is pacifized,
Yeah.
then you use third form with these words. For example, letter is posted, or email is sent, I am taught, and they were see, books are bought, shoes are polished, or shoes were polished, or apple was eaten. Because these things are letters, shoes, apple, or they themselves they cannot do anything. There are two cases that we make a sentence. Our sentence begins with a subject, or our sentence begins with an object. And when we are talking about present, past, and future, okay. So in this sentence, okay, like I have told you, sentence starts with either with a subject. Subject means a person or whatever there is who can do something. That is a subject. The object, if we don't have a subject, then we start our sentence with an object, like something that cannot do anything. It may be living or not living. Mostly non-living things that they cannot do anything. And in what scientific terms, the tree is a living thing, but because tree cannot move, it keeps staying at one place. So we will say it is in our English grammar, what I should say for a better understanding. So that is non-living. The sentence that we will make, it will be passive sentence if the sentence is starting with a tree or with a table or all this. Okay.
Okay.
So this is all about grammar. Grammar remains, I really meant to say. Grammar is, you see, if the proper use of verb form, and if you are using first form, make sure that the word will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, do, does, did. Learn them and say in one breath, okay? Then they will stay with you. Otherwise, they will mix up with, and very often on these sentence, these words people forget. And when a person forgets, he cannot have the good confidence normally that they have. Okay.
इसमें एक क्वेश्चन है मेरा सर.
Yes.
जो ये बी है, बी ई
Mhm.
बी,
Mhm.
इसकी एक्टिव वाइज की कोई एग्जांपल बता दें, कौन सी होगी?
I will be going. I will be writing. Okay. Be is never first helping verb. It is always with the it always have someone helping verb before it.
Understand. I will be.
Uh,
Okay, will be
will
going.
be,
I will
can
be
be,
going.
he can be going, he can be reading, he can be playing, sitting, or all these things. In
Will be
that
can.
way, I will can use all these things.
अच्छा, अगर मैं एक सेंटेंस आज लिख रहा था, उसमें मुझे मसला आया. फॉर एग्जांपल, मैं लिखना चाह रहा था कि तुम लोगों को ये काम करना चाहिए था.
So should have.
Should had.
Should have. Chahiye is actually to do something. Actually, there is suggestion. You should have done this. आपको ये कर लेना चाहिए था. आपको फायदा हो जाता. Okay.
नहीं, you should had के have.
Have. Should is followed by first form, dear. Okay.
बस अगर मैं ये कहता हूँ कि तुम्हें ये काम करना चाहिए, दोनों की सेम इंग्लिश हो जाएगी.
Actually, should and must. They do not have any tense. They do not fit in present. They do not fit in past because these are not the signs of present, past, or future, whatever it is. Okay. So चाहिए एक काम करना चाहिए, पता नहीं काम होगा नहीं होगा कब होगा.
लेकिन नहीं, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि उर्दू का एक्सप्रेशन हम इंग्लिश में नहीं प्रेजेंट कर पाते इस तरह. मैं ये कहता हूँ कि एक काम करना था, उनको करना चाहिए था, उन्होंने नहीं
हाँ.
किया. उन्होंने
हम्म.
नहीं किया.
हाँ.
ओके, वो पास्ट की बात थी, उन्होंने एक एक्शन करना था, उन्होंने नहीं किया.
Yeah,
अब मैं
this
उनको
is.
उस पर फीडबैक दे रहा हूँ.
मैं यही बात आपको बताना चाह रहा था. I was going to tell you the same. Okay. The thing is that if should और must का कोई जमाना नहीं होता. This is probably present. हम इसको ध्यान दे 20% 30% ये present है. ओके.
ओके.
क्योंकि ये साइन जो है ये प्रेजेंट के नहीं है ना ही पास्ट के हैं. तो इट शुड बी प्रेजेंट और इट शुड बी पास्ट. तो दीज आर जो हैं. अब इसको जो है करना चाहिए था. क्योंकि चाहिए तो कोई जमाना है ही नहीं. दिस नॉट प्रेजेंट, इट्स नॉट पास्ट. तो वी कैन से प्रोबेबली दिस इज प्रेजेंट. क्योंकि प्रेजेंट तब हम बनता है सेंटेंस क्या हमें है हूँ हो ये चार अल्फाज में से कोई हो तो देन प्रेजेंट बनता है. जब हम कहते हैं कि तुम्हें जाना चाहिए तो इसके आखिर में ना तो है आ रहा है ना है आ रहा है ना हूँ ना हो कोई भी नहीं आ रहा. तो इन दैट सेंस दिस इज नॉट प्रेजेंट. हाँ. क्योंकि क्योंकि मोस्ट प्रोबेबली इस तरह के सेंटेंसेस हैं 20% वीकली वेरी वीक इट इज प्रेजेंट. हम इसको प्रेजेंट में यूज कर सकते हैं. बट अगर इसको फर्स्ट फॉर्म में अगर हमने लेनी हो तो फिर जो है हम इसको शुड हैव या मस्ट हैव कर लेते हैं. लेकिन याद रहे व्हेन वी आर यूजिंग शुड तो इसमें पेनल्टी नहीं है, इसमें वार्निंग नहीं है, इसमें एक पर्सन इंडिपेंडेंट है चाहे वो काम करे चाहे वो ना करे. अगर हम इफ वी आर वेरी एंग्री तो फिर हम कहते हैं तुमने बहुत बड़ी गलती की. यू मस्ट हैव डन दिस. तुम तो ऐसा करना चाहिए था. तुम यू हैव नॉट डन दिस. ठीक है. अगर हाँ यार कर लेते मुझे तो फायदा हो गया आपको आपको भी फायदा हो जाता तो देन वी से यू शुड हैव डन दिस और ऑन दिस और रिटर्न और व्हाट you have in that. तो चाहिए था if it was relating to the past. इसका जो should का जो past है वो should have है. ठीक है.
ओके.
तो must का past है वो must have है. लेकिन must में वार्निंग होती है, एंगर होता है, नाराजगी होती है. should में एंगर, नाराजगी, वार्निंग ये चीजें नहीं होती.
ओके.
Anything else?
नहीं सर, थैंक यू.
Oh, okay. So this is all about grammar. This is all about tenses. So there are three tenses: present, past, and future. And grammar. Grammar is mainly the proper use of verb form. एक सेंटेंस है आप इसको याद कर लें. आप इसको ये याद हो जाएगा तो फिर आप नेक्स्ट बाकी जो हैं उनकी फिक्र भी करेंगे कि ये जो है मैं इनको भी देखूं और ये जो है प्रेजेंट पास्ट इनका प्रॉपर यूज ऑफ वर्ब फॉर्म कैसे है. So you need to remember that. Okay, now I'm going to have
Okay.
you here. Let's come to this speaking section. So the part one, the examiner asks the candidate, in the beginning, the formal conversation, they may ask you, what is your name, how are you,
Okay.
what do you do, studying, not studying, working, or all these things. You are familiar with that. And here, the part one is the examiner asks the candidate about him, herself, his, her, homework, or studies, and other family topics. Example are travel. Traveling is a common topic, and mostly in Europe, everybody goes traveling because their country is very hot, a very cold country, and they really need sunshine to what they should say for the proper growth of their body. So sunshine is really very important. It is necessary. But as they are living on a high altitude, on altitude of latitude, so is it latitude? Yes, we can say they are on higher latitude. For that reason, they receive slanting rays of the sun, and they don't have good enough warmth in that. So they need to travel to warmer countries. So traveling is very common in Europe and in those countries which are cold countries. And normally people travel to, like many of the birds fly to warm places. So people also for a sunshine, for a good sunshine, and they travel to countries where there is good enough sunshine, like Turkey. There are a lot of tourist activities are there in Turkey, and you see near the countries which are near the equator, Dubai. A lot of people they go to Dubai as well. So all these things. Now, do you enjoy traveling?
Actually, I really enjoy traveling, and uh, uh, I found off to travel. I found off traveling because it is also related my job. I usually go outside for visits, and
Mm,
I prefer to meet new peoples, and I prefer to visit new places and meet with them and try new cuisine and try new culture because it is my passion, and I love to uh, go and travel more
mm.
and explore those places which I never visit before.
Okay, this is very good. So for me, I myself, I don't. I have traveled a lot. Okay. No, I don't like to travel very much. But even then, moving is good. That if we have to 4, 5, 6, 10 kilometers, if we have to go away from the home. But even then, I don't like to go every day. Every day. Okay. I want some rest, and if I don't have to go anywhere, I usually stay at home and I don't make movement outside. So this is because I am advancing into a very senior age, or rather, I should say I'm advancing into retired life. So in my time, when I was your age, I was very active and I loved to visit traveling. I traveled by ship, I traveled by air, I traveled by bus, I traveled by car, and I traveled on foot. And only that one traveling that I have missed in my life is that traveling on a horseback or elephant back or something. Animals I have not, you see, ridden them. But when I was, you see, about 10 years old, I went to the village and there I had a ride on horse and I had a ride on donkeys as well. But when I grew up, when the mustaches grew on my face, I, you see, could not get a chance to travel on them. Rather, once I fell from the donkey as well, and after that, the same story as you told me once. After that, I avoided, you see, traveling, riding some animal like horse or donkey. But in my childhood, when I was very young, about 10 years old, I have been with some fellows, I have been riding on the back, on the horseback. Murray, I did not go. I just have once I went to Murray, but I spent just a couple of hours, 2, 3 hours I spent there. Then I came back. It was summer, and it was quite unexpectedly that I went to Murray. Actually, I was in Rawalpindi, and I was waiting for the bus to come to Lahore. But every time the bus was coming in front of me, that was Murray, Murray, Murray. So when you see for half an hour, I've been waiting for Lahore. Lahore bus didn't come, only Murray bus they were coming. Then I sat in the bus and okay, then I went to Murray. And I spent, you see, I had my shave there and I took a bath and spent, you see, 2, 3 hours and then I came back before evening. So this was all about Murray. So traveling is in my time. I have been traveling, long traveling, see, days, nights, continuous, and that was going to strange places. It was sometimes very risky as well, but I did it. Okay, that makes a history of my life. Now, have you see this? Have you done much traveling in your time? You are still traveling, I think. I have done much traveling in my life. Hmm.
Okay. Yes, I have. Even I have been doing traveling nowadays because it is. I went to Turkey and I spent very great time there, and I enjoyed a lot. And I went with my wife, and that traveling was memorable for me, and because it was because of due to it was happened immediately after my wedding. So and I wish I dream and I wish I visit almost all the world. So I already told you I want to see world, and I have explored maximum my country, and I visited all northern areas, which were very hilly areas. So it is my passion, and I love to travel.
Hmm. So, what's special about Turkey that you still remember?
I think their culture was magnificent, and their infrastructure was very appealing, and their traditions, which they were following, was great, and they are very strict to their traditions. And I saw a mix type of people there, which came from different countries, and they feel very they felt very comfortable, and no one bothered with each other. So and the second important thing, I surprised to see the mosque which they built, and their architect of the mosques, which was state of art. And for example, the blue mosque was giving lot of glory of the Muslims. And when I visited Hayat Sofia,
Sophia.
that was
Mhm.
Sophia. That was excellent. That was the mosque which that now is converted on mosque. But at that time when I visited, at that time that was a church. And when I saw the name of prophets and name of prophet companion over the Hayatis Sophia, and that gave me a lot of happiness. And because the people who were coming from all over the world are watching and seeing our prophet name, and they discussed about and they want to know about him. So that gave me a lot of happiness and lot of motivation. So and I love their cuisine as well, because especially the Sikandar kebab, which I ate a lot, and that was their special cuisine in Turkey. So a lot of things which I like in Turkey.
So, about traveling, I have noticed that the roads in Turkey are wonderful, and you see, they have a great extension of roads to every village. You see, metal carpeted road and well maintained. Okay, there is traffic signals. So you'll see very few traffic signals, and on the road, the what they should say, transport, they go right without any problem. They don't have to stop anywhere. So this is very good. The roads are really very smooth and very much like uh, the when the motorway was built, newly built, and that was very smooth. Now even there are patches on the motorway as well. But in Turkey, when traveling from one place to one city to another city, it was all smooth and very comfortable journey. So this is, I still remember. I don't know how it is going, but this is their system that every even distant place, whatever far it is from the capital city, and every village it has, you see, electricity, it has school, it has police station, and all these things. So this is our telephone facility, and every city has. So this is a good and wonderful network of management. I like, you see, these things. Our, you see, many cities, many villages in Pakistan, they have electricity issues as well. They have road connections they don't have, and if they have roads, they are not very well maintained or all that. Okay, so this is all in Turkey about traveling in Turkey. That was really, they are very particular about it. Now, do you think it is better to travel alone or with other people?
It's depend upon the people and the person liking what he want. But I think I feel when I travel with my friends and when I travel with my family, I enjoy more as compared to when I travel alone because I need some person for gossips and for talking because I have to discuss all the surroundings areas uh, which we, which we see during the traveling, and I enjoy food which available uh, which available during traveling. So that's why I need companion to spend time, and I believe that when you travel with anyone and with family or friend, then your time uh, spent very quickly, and you reach your destination uh, within before your expectation, because you don't feel your travel because you engage yourself with discussion with your companion. So that's why it gives you a lot of benefit. And the one more interesting benefit when you travel with your companion is that because I travel most of the time in late night hours. So uh, um, I usually travel after work. So when I go, when I travel, even sometime I feel doziness. So I need companion because uh, I talk uh, with him during traveling. So it due to this, I keep myself awake, and I reach my destination safely.
Good, very good. Good. Now, where would you like to travel in the future?
In future, I would like to travel in Canada because I want to see there because I heard that it is the only state in the world which is declared welfare state. So I want to see their system. I want to see uh, their norms, their values, which they are adopting, and I want to see their benefits which they are providing to their nation, to their
Hmm.
uh,
But it
population.
is,
So
one thing is that Canada is very cold, isn't that?
yes, yes, it's very cold, but they have uh, a lot of managements
Yeah.
to encounter the cold
Yes,
because their
yes.
homes are very hot, and they build their homes like that they don't become very cold, and they keep the temperature inside the home very comfortable. So I think it is manageable.
Yes, manageable. People are living there, and you see, one of my students' father, he is there in Canada. He is also doctor, and he has been
Okay.
here running an hospital. And for some reasons, he decided that he should go to Canada, and he should. Now he applied for, you see, residence permit, and he has been given that. So it is so sometimes my students they share information about Canada with me, and I recently I saw their father that he was there was a lot of snow and he was enjoying the snow falling there in. I don't know if he was enjoying snow falling or he was waiting that the snowfall should go and there should be some sunshine. But here in Pakistan, snow falling is a wonderful experience that everybody is so much excited. I remember you see 2 or 3 years back, uh, there was you see, so many, it was not snow, it was hailing, you see, and it was all white here in, you see, Lahore. There was a lot of, I can't say it was snowing, it was icing, I think. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remembered. It's about I think 5 years back,
Yeah,
and
but,
I was and the healing was started in afternoon, and
afternoon, it's about 9, 10
it was
o'clock.
it was dark at that time. So
Yes.
I went to a top roof,
Mhm.
and I found lot of ice uh,
Mhm.
that because of hailing. So
Mhm.
I took lot of pictures and I enjoyed a lot. And I when I saw outside my house, and uh, uh, I saw uh, the all roads are covered with white ice, and
Mhm.
it was I think the the great hailing at that time, which I
Yeah,
remembered.
one wonderful experience one's life. Okay, very rare in Pakistan, and that we have hailing like that, all white on the road. Okay, now the next part two of the test is that you will have to talk about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make some notes to help you if you wish. Now, the topic is that describe a child that you know. Okay, so this is a personality. Describing personality is very common in this test. Describe a child.
Okay.
So be very particular about describing a person and describing a place. So these things are very frequently they put this they ask this they give this task to describe a person or describe a place. So when you are describing a place, you talk about the weather, climate, you see population, housing, or like other facilities, civic facilities if there are, or and what developments are you see taking place. So here
Okay.
you need to describe a child that you know. You should say who this child is and how often you see him or her, how old this child is, what he or she is like, and explain what you feel about this child. So remember to say that don't talk about your relatives, your relations, like your child here. The most probably not means your son or daughter or some other thing, and the child that is out of the family and it has some particular um, features that need that are eye catching or what you say. So you should tell me about the child, okay, and
Okay.
how old the child was when you met, how old the child is, what or she is like. It's all present, and explain
Okay.
what you feel about the child.
The child should be in relative. If
And not,
the child.
it should not be relative, okay? You can say,
Okay.
but it will be very pleasant if you say that on the way or unexpectedly you come to see a child, or there is a child that is I that let's see, sometimes catches our attention while we go out. Child may be beautiful, child may be intelligent, or extraordinary child. Okay, in the surrounding, I mean to say.
Okay.
Now, Mike, over to you.
Yes, I would like to tell you to explain an incident and not incident actually. Me and my wife went to a hotel for dinner, and because
No, no, no. It
we
is not. It is not you went. You say there is a child in our street, and the child is this, child is that. Okay. In the surrounding, it is there, and very quite possible that you come to see the child frequently.
okay. आई एक्चुअली मैं ये बताना चाह रहा था कि होटल में गए वहां हमने एक चाइल्ड को देखा अपने साथ वाले टेबल पे इस तरह की बात करना चाह रहा था
No, I understood that. जब आपने कहा था once, तो I understood that and that it will be a past event. So if there is a child
ओके
in your vicinity, okay, in about your where you live, and there is a child, and the child is very beautiful. You can say very beautiful, but very poor. Okay, good
ओके
habits, neat and clean, well mannered. The child is doesn't seem to be a beggar. So all these things and reading books, interested in reading books, has sharp understanding, keen understanding, growth, this type of thing. Okay, maybe there is no child, but make a creation like this that you have seen a child, a real, ideal, worth attention. Okay.
ओके 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 Uh, I would like to tell you about the child which we see when we go for a walk on daily basis, and we usually surprised when we see him. He is very well mannered, and his clothes are very neat, and he looks very intellectual, and he's very talented because when we sit in a park, so we see him usually. He move here and there, and sometime he want to uh, he want to read something, and he want uh, to become a successful person because we see his creative activities which he do. So we like him, and sometime I talk with him, and uh, I found himself he is not belongs to a good family, and he's very poor, but he seems to belong good family because his behavior and his grooming is very good, and he's giving respect to elders, and he want to play with other with the child who are playing who play in that park, but no other child is no the other child not accept him, and no one want to make friendship with him. So but I when I go to park, I spend my time with him, and I play with him sometime, and sometime I uh, bring to him. I go with him some shop and give him some candies and some sort of ice cream. So he become happy, and I decided uh, I uh, I give some books, and I will give some books, and I want he will he will continue his studies, and he will go to school, and he will become a part of the society. Is a success. He will become successful person as the other child are doing, and other child are studying. So
Mm.
but the impressive thing which I got from him, it was his intellectual level, and it was his creativity, because uh, I see him a lot of time. He pick everything from the ground, which is very um like some sort of screws and some sort of technical things. So he keep and save all of them, and maybe he can use it to make uh, some productive thing. So this is all about the child.
Okay. No, your feelings are that he will become someday a great politician or great artist. The exceptional things about the child is his drawing is very good and his voice is very good. He can recite the Quran, or he is very respectful, and he doesn't hesitate greeting the person or helping the person. There are some old people, and he is always pleasant and smiling, never giving any impression of deprivation. He belongs to a poor family, but it seems to that the happiest child in the world. So you one thing you told me that those others children, they do not like his company or they do not welcome him. But here you should say that all the children, even the rich children, they miss him when he is not inside. They love to have him play with them. Also, in this way, their story becomes stronger than before. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so you can add singing, you see beautiful voice, you see creativity like drawings, and he has learned English from his uh, he is going to a normal school, but he is so fond of reading books that he unexpectedly his English was very good, and he has learned poems as well. So some things which are very striking make this child the ideal one. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so this is now part three of the test is that discussion topics, relationships between parents and children. So this is very important. Okay. Example questions are: how much time do children spend with their parents in your country? Do you think that is enough? Here, I must tell you, inform you that in Pakistan, it is not you see something very strange. If a child is living with the parents for a long time, I have seen that parents are living with children. Children are 50 years old and father is 70 years old, but still they are living together. We have a family system, but it is very strange in Europe. Normally, the children, when they are 15, 16 years old, and they say goodbye to their parents and then they make their own nest, what I should say, and they start their own life. And the parents don't complain why their children are they are living like sparrows. Okay, sparrows have their chicks and they one day they fly away. So the there in Europe, children don't spend a long time with the parents, and just say 15, 16 years after that, they become like children are almost guests in their parents' house, and the parents are spending living on their own, maybe on pension or some other thing. So here in they are talking about in our country. In our country, it is not like that. We have a family system. Mostly, parents and children they go together, and this is lifelong relation, and they live. Parents and children live together. Okay, they never think of parting from one another. So
Okay.
this is how much time do children spend with their parents in your country? Do you think that is enough?
I think as we know that the modernization is nowadays nowadays are modernized, and people, even the children and parents, both they don't have time to spend each other, because the parents are doing job, and the children are getting very tough education. So this is the challenge for both to spend time with each other. And when once they have time, but they use a mobile phone when they sit together. So, but I think it is very important for children as well as for parents to spend at least 2 to 3 hours with each of them, and to discuss the whole day activities and the issues what uh, what they face during the whole work day. So maybe the parents give some advice and some suggestion on it, and the children will improve their decisions by discussing with parents. Its time should be increased, and it may be the time should be having 5 to 6 hours on daily basis to spend with each other.
It's a lifelong time, okay? So how till very late age, it's a, in Pakistan, in our country, it's a lifelong relation with parents and children and parents. They go side by side. Even when those who are married away or those who are settled in other countries, very frequently, 6 months, 3 months, yeah, they at least twice or thrice a year, they do come to their parents, okay, to pay their
Okay.
respect to them. So this is lifelong relations, and that is, of course, good enough that the parents and children they are going together. It is because of the family system that we have in Pakistan. It may be in villages. It is very common that children and parents there's another reasons that because the children are getting education at schools and universities, so they are not picking the profession of the father. So in that sense, you see, children are sometimes they move away to another city or other place, and sometimes they are in service, they are doing a job, so wherever their appointment is, the children, what I should say, the children, they have to go with the family to other places. Or sometimes they go there alone, and very often, if they are working with a distance of about 50, 60 kilometers, and on daily basis, I have seen that people go to their workplace, and by evening they come back, and they love to spend the time with parents. So it's good enough that my children are spending good time. Okay,
Okay.
how important do you think spending time together is for the relationship between parents and children? Is it really very important to keep our relations by giving company to one another?
Yes, it is very important because the parents have spent experienced life, and they have a lot of knowledge about the practical life, and they face all the challenges. So that the obligation of parents to share those knowledge and those experiences which they have faced, share with their children, because they get benefit from those experiences and the mistakes which their parents have done in their life. They try to avoid those mistakes, and they have uh, uh, guidelines, and uh, they take that way, uh, uh, which is uh, which is proven, which is successfully proven. And I think the relationship between parents and the children is like the mentor, uh, for if anyone who want to learn anything, he need mentor. So I think the parents are mentor for their children. So children must be spend time with parents, and to
Mhm.
get benefit from their experiences and knowledge.
All right. So good enough. The next question in this line is, um, have relationships between parents and children changed in recent years? Why do you think this is?
Uh, I think the relationship, the type of relationship have changed, and because in the past, uh, parents have and the children, the both have both were spending lot of time with each other, and the children were uh, discussing all the issues, all the minor and major issues uh, in detail with the parents. And because in past the parents have lot of temperament and lot of tolerance to listen everything and to educate their children, but nowadays I think that temperament and that tolerance is missing, which uh, uh, which I feel these things are missed in parents. That's why the children avoid to discuss everything with the parents, because uh, they tried, and when they expect very worse response from parents, because the parents are more become more extremism towards their children, and uh, they don't give them freedom, they don't give them liberty, and they just uh, pressurize them to get maximum score in your exam, and they just put in pressure cooker system, and they don't realize their feelings. Either are they uh, uh, getting that education or not? Are they willingly doing that degree or not? But because of the pressure which they are enforcing by parents, so they compelled to do that job or that task which the parents wants. So actually the parents uh, decided, and the parents wants and to decided the future of children, but they don't ask about them, and they don't ask their wish and their dream about their future. So I think there is some different relationship may make nowadays if we compare with past.
Okay, I have seen that in the past that the parents, the children were the priority for the parents, and parents were priority for the children. So, do you think that priorities are changing or weakening?
Yes, I think you are right. Nowadays the children are priority, not parents. They prioritize their friends, and they prioritize their activities which they are doing, and the same principle apply on parents. They don't prioritize their children. They just prioritize their uh, friends, and they just prioritize their dine out. They just prioritize their materialistic mindset in which uh, they indulge them to get to accumulate wealth, and they forget uh, and about their children future, and they don't take worry about them, but they just give them pressure, and they just uh, uh, give them like enforce them to get to achieve uh, good scores, but they don't uh, make relationship flexible relationship with them.
Now, the next topic heading that is children's free time activities. Example questions are: what are the most popular free time activities with children today? How the young people,
Yes,
young
it is very
the children are
interesting
spending their
question.
time these days?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Nowadays, I have seen many times in my family, in my surroundings, and the children which come in my house, and the children when we go any relative, and I see them, they just spend they just play games in front of TV screen or iPads and PlayStations, and spend the whole time uh, to play gaming on digital media, and they also spend time to make TikToks, and to like to spend time to on social networking. So
Mhm.
their outdoor activities are very limited, and they don't go outside, and even their parents are not uh, motivate them to go outside and to involve some physical activities, and to involve uh, some games which
Mhm.
play in grounds. But they just they keep them and confine them in a room, and they just spend free time on gaming, and uh, they make groups of their friends on digital gaming, and they play, and they spend on the even whole nights uh, uh, by playing games.
Do you think that these playing games, video games, they are affecting, actually, they are snatching the free time of the children, and they are in
Yeah, I
some
think
way harmful?
this is not giving a productive thing, and this is also give a lot of intolerance if we compare with the gaming and digital gaming with the physical game which the children play outside. They are very good, they are very productive, and they give a lot of temperament, they give a lot of tolerance, they give a lot of teamwork, they give a lot of stamina, and they strengthen the body. The game strengthen the body. uh, which games are those which are involve physical activities, but in uh, 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 digital games, they don't give these type of benefits. They just give intolerance, and they just give the children lost their temperaments because due to intolerance, and because of pressure or stress which they are taking, which they take during games, and they use not good language during games, and they don't know how to work with team, and even they don't know uh, uh, how to live together. So I think um, there are two major disadvantage which occurs due to gaming, digital gaming. One is their personality is uh, uh, not making appropriate, and they will face lot of challenges in their practical life. And the second, they are wasting their time, and because of this they don't get productive knowledge, and even they don't know about our history, and they don't know about their religion, and they don't know uh, about the current affairs. They don't know about the technology. So that's why I think this is very critical for parents to think about it, how to manage their children productive time uh, in uh, uh, aspect of the to provide games
Uh,
opportunities, physical games opportunities.
mm. All right. Now, do you think the free time activities the children do today are good for their health?
Yes, I already told you on it. Their the free time activities which the children are doing nowadays are not giving any benefit on their health. Even they are decreasing. They are giving negative effect on their head. Like if I talk about the children who are sitting in front of, who are very close to sit in front of TV screen and play games, and that the rays which emit from TV screen will give TV screen uh, uh, negatively impact on their eyesight, and that's why the every children are the children with speculars and means with glasses. So, and they also give lot of stress and lot of pressure in their minds, and because their hormones uh, are not normalized, and their stress hormones in the body increases. So that's why they give lot of intolerance and stress and headache in their mind. So that's why I think they are not even getting their education which they are taking from morning in their schools. So these are very critical things which the parents should have consider, and parents must be control their children to don't involve in these gaming activities
All
and don't
right.
spoil their free time.
The closing question is, and why do you think that children's activities will change in the future? How do you think that the children's activities will change in future? Will this be a positive change?
If I think I feel that very strongly, this will this will uh, increase that change which we are seeing nowadays. People are shifting from physical activities to digital gaming, and in future this will prevail, and the people will more involved in gaming, and maybe their time uh, their time spent to uh, to play games will more increase, and that will not give any positive benefit to the children, and that will give very negative in aspect of their health, children health, and in aspect of their physical strength. So I think it's not a wise decision if we involve children in these activities in digital gaming, and as well as it is also create a discrimination between those children who has games and who's, because it's very expensive. If a children are owning PlayStation 4 and with the CDs, which one CD cost is 12,000, and that is very high. When they discuss these things in their schooling, and once their companion, uh, if they don't afford that expensive game, that will give lot of discrepancies within the society. So the students which are not afford these type of activities, these type of games, so they feel complex and they feel inferior, and so that's why their productivity will also affect along the productivity effect of those who are playing game and who are not playing game. The both will disturb.
Do you think that there will be a happy change in the future in relating to the activities of the children?
No, no, there will. There should be not a happy change. Uh, uh, will be considered in future. It will be very negative change, and it will maybe
Do they
uh,
think the situation will improve or it will go worsening
the
in
situation
future?
go worse situation. It will not improve in future.
Huh. Well, generally I'll advise you that don't say that the situation is hopeless. Okay, always try to give
Okay,
hope. Okay,
okay,
now we see that the children are realizing that they are now becoming conscious of their activities. Many of the children they are not giving so much time to video games or TV. Or they are also giving now time to their studies or all these things. So to be positive. Okay, don't say that it will be worsening. It will not. It is that when I myself feel it that situation is worsening. It's not just going to children are not becoming responsible, and still the situation is worsening. But we should
Okay,
uh,
understand.
talk positive. Okay.
Okay,
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 dear,
understand.
it was very nice to have you here once again. And in the end, I expressed my pleasant feelings and wish you a very good night and with sweet dreams.
Okay,
I believe of you. Have a nice time. Goodbye
okay, sir.
now.
Thank you. Okay, I love this.